Hey everyone, Egman here with another video. Today we're going to talk about the new DBS decks kind of meta tracker thing that Mark has had. So if you go into metagame, normally it's just kind of based off majors, but I was going to make one based off everyone who's kind of got an invite to the invitational. So, Mark hit me up and said, hey, I can just do this for you. So boom, here we go. Very cool and very useful. So, and if any of you guys want to have your own decks, all you have to do is you have to have a DBS decks link and then email Mark at the email in the description. I think it's like dbsdecks@gmail.com, something like that. I'll have the actual email address in the description. But yeah, you just email him and then he'll flip a switch to make it up here. But yeah, very cool. And I hope it will help you get to all the info. So from the ones that we have so far, all these I've manually inputted based on people who sent them to me. So I think I got everyone. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Just resend it to Mark, and he will definitely be able to do it. But it's mostly because I just got a bunch of like Facebook messages, emails, and Discord. Like it was all spread out. So sorry if I missed you. But we're gonna talk about a couple that I thought was really cool. But so for example, we can go here, and then we can hit right here. Boom. We got the and the other cool thing is that if we hit the meta breakdown for this deck, it also has it for the, it also has like Brandon's ARG Indie deck as well, just because it's also from this leader. So in general, it just gives all like top deck lists for this. But so we're gonna stop on by. First, we've got Dylan's. So he ran Ginyu. What is it? Yeah, so I think I'm just going to focus on the ones that are a little bit more interesting. Since a lot of these prelim things are kind of, without degrading them, are kind of like glorified locals. I think a lot of like tier 2 strats can be pretty viable. So Purunga Ginyu Force has kind of been like a thing on the back of everyone's mind for a while. It used to be also viable for Shenron, but with Child's Wish going away, Purunga is, I think, the only viable leader for it, unless you want to wait till like turn 4 with Shenron. But I think it's really good. It has a lot of potential. So the big thing for this deck is that you try to just use Ginyu. You just play it from your drop, and then you just play all your Ginyu Force from your hand. You really just turtle it for the first couple turns. But I think it's a really cool deck. And then you just swarm the field and hope they don't have like Kami or something. But really good. So to help you get there, you have some minus Killy Zone. Also, we have Personal Ambition 2 Battering, just in case. Like I think the other thing this deck can lose to is flying Nimbus. I think that can be a hindrance. So there's that. Since you're already running yellow and red, so that's good. Also, you've got Super Dragon Ball to help you just thin your deck, find what you need easier. And just the idea is turn 3 you awaken, and then you just use your big wish. So I like also like in Purunga, just because I think it's a little bit more fair in the sense that you have to use your third wish to kind of get the combo out. You have to actually sacrifice something. So if you don't win, then you're in a really bad position as well. So I think that's a little bit more fair. What does this Raccoon Ultimate Bomber do again? Let's see. If a Raccoon card is played in your battle area, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 15k power or less, ignoring barrier and KO it. Nice. Okay, that could be really good. Especially since you've got some Raccoon cards and stuff. So interesting. It's only for 1 energy, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's go next to this is Cody's Huragarn. Just it's a hand control, and I think for the longest time I've seen these Huragarn decks, and to be honest, they feel like they're really powerful. I just don't see people using them. But I don't think I've seen anyone. Like, I don't think I've seen one where it's just like super bad. And I'd be really interested to see what the matchups are for this guy. I mean, with Tien, a lot of people are kind of moving away from Huragarn just because it feels like such a strong counter at times. But these 9 drops are just awful, like really bad to face against. Also, leader ability to go +2 on if you have 4 more energy, being able to go +2 every time you swing is fantastic. And being able to also ramp and then use like Phantom Flame Cannon and that kind of stuff to just really punish your opponent And so the idea is that you just use Hooting on the Wanderer, and then actually I don't think you can even use, what's the 7-drop do again? I need a little bit more of a refresher. So the 7-dropper, not that 7-drop, the other one. Premonition. Okay. So if you have one or more copies of both Tapion and Minosha cards in your drop area, and a Fan Demon card isn't in playing battle, you can play this card from your hand without paying its energy cost. Then it gets minus 10k power during your opponent's turn, or during your turn, so it's just a blocker. And then this Colossal Malice, you EX evolve for 4. So when you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and up to one of the cards in their hand, place them in top of their deck in any order. So also, like, the big thing that Hurrigan does is that it just generates value by your opponent can't dig for the card they really need because it's on top of the deck. So like if there's a battle card you don't want them to have, you put that first. Yeah, because it's any order. And then also when your opponent attacks one of your cards, if your leader card's a fan doing, you may send this card one card from your hand to the warp. If you do negate the attack, then play this card from your warp and start your next turn. So having a big 30k barrier dude that also can negate an attack whenever you want, then also allows you to get the value from playing this guy again is just huge. A lot of things happen. What's the other 7-drop do again? So, what's the barrier when your opponent attacks one of your cards? Okay, so same thing. It gets to negate attack and warp. That just doesn't have the thing. And the Wanderer, for 3, you can find impenetrable defense from your deck, or warp and play it. Okay, or drop area or warp and play it. So, and then you also just need to get your Minoshas and Tapion into your drop area, which is really easy with this leader, because whenever this card attacks, you choose one battle card in your hand, place in your drop area, draw 2. So just being able to cycle and already put cards in your drop area is great. And this lets you get like a free +1 too if you put this Minosha in the drop area, and then we also have some Tapions that also help for Self Awaken. So none of these cards are truly dead, I feel like. So very very strong deck. I'd be interested to see how it does at a more like regional level as well. But I think it's a really solid core and very interesting. So great deck, and I really just I need to try this out myself. I think it has potential. So next up we've got a blue Gogeta deck. So this is a really interesting build in the sense that it has. I think they just have the 7-drop. So it's blue Gogeta, but it has just a lot of more interesting finishing conditions. Just like I don't think they can actually EX evolve or Union Fusion this, but they can just get to 7 energy really great. And also this 8-drop Goku Oob is really powerful. But I always think like I think Gogeta, blue Gogeta has a lot of potential for just being really good, and it just has really polarizing matchups a lot of the time. Like either they can deal with Veku, and if they can't, they lose a lot of the time. So very powerful. Being able to run like Sensu Beans and Mafubas, and also Dragon Fist. Dragon Fist is great when you can remove because Dragon Fist ignores barrier, right? Also, this is a deck by Curtis Wilkinson, but yeah, being able to because this lets you do. When this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and return it to their hand. Then choose up 2 of your energy, switch into active mode. So just fantastic in that regard. Yeah, just super solid. We've seen a lot of kind of these blue Gogeta decks, and I think really the biggest thing about them is they're kind of put aside just due to like I think Hide Mastery beats this deck, and that's really the only thing that keeps this thing at bay at large. And so if something happens to the Hide Mastery stuff, I think this can be a really good tier 1 contender. So cool deck, and I think I've never played with these cards, but I always want to. I don't have the 5-drop vacuum, and that's the biggest thing. But I think it's a really solid deck and leader. So next up we've got Lord Slug. So we've got this is just a solid build. I really think Lord Slug is like almost tier 1. He's a really really solid and consistent tier 2 leader. Just has a lot of value and control. The only thing that it really bases itself on is getting wings on turn 1. If you don't find wings turn 1, then that can be kind of stressful, but other than that, I think it's good. And it also has the ability to run like a lot of anti-meta stuff, like Father Son Kamehameha and Preemptive Strike. Preemptive Strike, if you just leave 2 energy open, you can actually get rid of their a Path to Greatness if they play it. So that's really powerful. And just the amount of hand destruction that you're able to get is phenomenal. So some extra cards that this build runs, who is also, I'm so bad at saying who ran it. So Josh Bradley, being able to run, so he's running the Super Saiyan God, Vegeta, Energy of the Gods, and also the Tenacious Spirit Sengohan. Both these cards just gain extra value for one, to be honest. And this being able to just have the potential to be a 20k crit for 2 energy is great. And it's just because like Slug kind of can run out of cards to actually play, and so just to be able to have like a consistent threat through this guy is great. And I think that's really it. Shocking Death Ball 2, Sacrifice at 2. Sacrifice at 2 is actually, I think, really important. A lot of the time you kind of like, you want to run Shocking Death Ball because it's great, but then you also want to be able to run Overwhelm, and sometimes you're like, oh man, I want to Overwhelm, but then I won't be able to have a free negate next turn. I think Sacrifice is a great addition, and a 2-2 split can really get you where you need to go. So, and then lastly, we've got Aiden Azar's second place Chilled leader. Very interesting. Shout outs to Aiden for making it with this deck. It looks really interesting, and I think it really just shows off the power that is with the power that like Chain Attack Zeno can bring sometimes. So the basis of this deck. So if you don't know what the Chilled leader does, every time this card attacks, you play a 10k token. And then also it awakens at 6 and draws 2. And then on the awaken side, so it only has plus 5k on your turn, which is interesting. But then also when this card attacks, you draw 1 and then also summon another token. So you get a lot of tokens, and then you just be able to take advantage of just being able to put like a lot of pressure. So especially against like unawakened Shenron leaders, these tokens can just do a lot of work. I feel like, and yeah, you just have like Trunks and Kaba being able to put some pressure there. Also, so Universe 6 combination Magita, it doesn't actually work with tokens. There's a bit of a fringe ruling where this guy only. Let me read it out for you. All right. Where is he? There he is. So this says, barrier 15k. When you play this card, choose all your battle cards. You only cost 1 or less. They gain 10k power for duration on the turn. Tokens have no cost, which is not 0. It's really weird to say, but it's just they don't actually have a cost, which doesn't mean they have a 0 cost. So this doesn't affect that, but there's still like a bunch of 1ks that like 1 power. You can do like even like these Vidals. You counterplay it, and the next turn you play, Megiddo with also like a bunch of like Kabas and Trunks on the field, and then you just are able to get a lot of value from that. What else is there? And then also like the new red-green. I think that this seems a little bit forced in there, and also just because so it can be really good if you also have like a cell. So you combo cell, and then you something for free, and then you get this out for free. And I think in general this card is super good. I don't know if it fits. I would be interested to see how well he was able to bring this out, because he can combo with himself too, and but it doesn't seem like there's enough green to make it work 100%, but it seems interesting. It's if you get it out for 1 energy, it's a powerful card. Being able to pop something and then also be a 20k double strike for 1 red energy technically is great. So there is that. And then what else is there? So it's a little bit of Overwhelm, Dimensional Banisher Fu, and Mass Stand. I think these are both good cards for getting rid of cards that can be annoying. And I'd be interesting to see if he ran into any like 2-drop blue, like Striving to Be the Best. That could be a little bit of a pain in his side just for that. And then also he ran 2 Jocos, 1 Pure Hearted, and 1 Shugesh. I guess the Shugesh is for you can get out like Fearless Pan, or I guess like a Trunks for free, and then you can chain attack later, so that's good. He also ran Frieza Army Reborn. I don't think that this card really deserves to be put in this deck. I think it's going to be really hard to get into 5 energy, and I don't think it'll happen very often. So, and also to be at the low enough life for it, I don't think it really deserves to be in this deck. But I bet if he got it off, it'd be great. And I think that's about it. So yeah, these are some decks on there. Check out this metagame for everything. I think it can be really helpful. And once again, if you do have a deck that you use to get an invite, please email Mark at dbsdecks, whatever the email is down there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.